Let's talk Jalon Catalon. Jalon Catalon, I'm sure some of you guys have actually heard this name if you guys are like NFL draft junkies or whatever. Preseason, like last year, right? This guy was projected to go end of first round, early second round. Crazy athlete, playing safety position. He was at Arkansas and he got hurt and then he just fell off draft boards completely and goes to Texas. And I thought that was a huge get for Texas. I thought he was going to be an immediate impact player, and we saw it early, but then he just didn't get the snaps. He just didn't get the snaps. So now he's in the portal again. And I still believe that Jalon Catalon is a very good football player. So I think someone's going to end up with a very, 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 very talented player. 5'10", 202, versatile, just great tackler. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I don't really have a whole lot of like names like where he's rumored to go. I think it's been pretty quiet. Like, I don't know. I think he stays Power Five for sure. I think he's that talented. And I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, he came from Oregon. I'm sorry, he came from Arkansas. I don't see him quite going back to Arkansas, although I'm sure unless as long as that bond has not been broken, I'm sure they would like to have him back. I see him as a guy that goes to a mid Power Five program and into a program that can really utilize him for who he actually is in the playmakers. I look at Rutgers as a really interesting name. I don't think he's going to end up at
Wow.
Rutgers, but what they did with Michael Flip Dixon, I see those two as very similar players. If you're familiar with the Big Ten, especially with Michael Flip Dixon, really good athlete, a guy that played, the hybrid slot safety, linebacker, whatever it is, big nickel position, and just flew around the field. And they put him in a lot of advantageous positions and let his athleticism and football IQ take over. And I think that's the strategy for Jalon Catalon. You look at a staff like Brent Venables and what they did with some of their elite level players defensively in that secondary. I think Isaiah Simmons, among others, to come to mind. That would be a really nice fit for him. I don't know exactly his options, but at the same time, like if you are the caliber of athlete that Catalan is, you're going to have options. You might not get to go where you want to go, but there's going to be people looking for you for sure. I was, like you mentioned, we were disappointed in his season this year. I thought he was going to be a home run fit for Texas, especially in a year where their secondary struggled and he still couldn't find playing time down the stretch. And it's like, okay, what's actually going on there? And Alabama, you saw him play a good amount, and he kind of struggled in that game. And after that, it kind of trended downwards on how much snaps he ended up getting the rest of the way through. But yeah, you mentioned he's a really, really good player, and he's one of those guys that, like, not that I don't trust Texas's coaching staff, but I think in the right system, he can fit and be a really dynamic player for somebody. I mean, just like at Arkansas as a true freshman, right? Like he was a monster, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a monster. He was so good at Arkansas. He was so good, and like that was like the first key injury to that Arkansas secondary last year when that secondary completely fell apart and was like the worst in all of college football. And you thought a lot of that had to do with Jalon Catalon. And you thought like when he transferred out, you're like, oh, that's such a huge loss. But yeah, I don't know what happened. So Jalon Catalon is from like Dallas Fort Worth area, so I could see him TCU, SMU, go home. Maybe stay in Texas. Over Dave Aranda. I mean, with Baylor, Dave Aranda's job might not be
Yeah.
safe, but if you only got 1 year of eligibility, I mean, it's not a bad call either. Texas Tech. I think he could end up staying in the state of Texas as well. Willie Fritz over at Houston now could be an interesting name to look out for. So I think he could end up staying in the state of Texas. And look, I think Mike Elko's A&M with the way that their secondary is shaping out to be. I think they would take a guy like Jalon Catalon, but I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot of possibilities for Jalon Catalon. I think he's got to really focus on like where can he fit because he's a high impact guy. He can impact the run game. Just who's going to use him the best, right? When he's talking to coaches, do these coaches have a plan to use him? And I hope I hope he understands that. And I think he does. So I think he's a veteran. He's learned. He's a good football player. I still believe that. So good luck to Jalon Catalon. I'm sure he'll end up somewhere, and I'm sure he'll be right back in NFL draft boards like this time next year. So
If you If you want to, if Jalon Catalon, if you're listening to this, right? First of all, we thank you. Please hit that subscribe button and like if you are new as well. But think about what I said with Michael Flip Dixon. I would throw in Minnesota Joe Rossi as well into that hat. I know it's cold up there. I get it. I get that. But at the same time, what they did with Chet, what they've done in the past with that slot position has been really, really successful. That's what you I think that's your future in the NFL. That is a premium position. That is becoming a premium position right now. Look at Brian Branch. Look at a lot of these stars in the NFL right now. The corner from Kansas City, Washington, the first rounder, McDuffie, like another guy like that. Like versatility is super impressive and important in the NFL right now. Like go to a staff that's like you mentioned is going to develop you and put you in position to just play and showcase that to the NFL. I mean, you're gonna if things go right for you, yes, NIL money is going to be good for you, but the NFL draft money will be significantly more.
Hey guys, MD here. Just here to invite you to the Redshirt Sophomore College Football Bowl pool. The link to join will be in the description down below. The winner, what do they get? A chance to be a guest on the Redshirt Sophomore podcast, of course. But to qualify for that, you got to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. So make sure you click that subscribe button down below. When you sign up, all you got to do is just pick a team, right? See here at Miami, Ohio versus App State. This example selected Miami, and they have 12 confidence points on it. I'm going to rate these games 1 to 43, and it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to have you guys on. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Thank you.